Hi, I'm Catherine Sherry. I'm the Clinical Program Manager at HD Reach. We wanted to take a moment and talk to you about some tips and things to think about when calling in a secondary caregiver. Being a caregiver can be a full-time job, but sometimes the primary caregiver will need to take a break, get sick themselves, or be away from the house for a period of time. That's when it's time to call in the secondary caregiver. We have a few tips for setting up a secondary or even tertiary caregiver and what to do when it's time for them to step into your role. First, it's a good idea to find someone nearby, a family member, a neighbor, a good friend that can come over in a moment's notice. This is good in an emergency situation. Next, we want you to consider who you can ask or who you can hire to come and provide care for a more substantial period of time, like 2 to 4 weeks. This might be a family member or a professional from an agency. Additionally, some long-term care facilities do provide respite stays. These are all things to consider well in advance so planning can take place. When the secondary caregiver is ready to step in, we recommend that you have a few things in place to help things run smoothly. First and foremost, it's a good idea to supply the secondary caregiver with a copy of the daily and weekly schedule or routine. Feel free to make this document as detailed as you wish. You can include things like dietary preferences, TV shows, bath time, typical times of wake and sleep schedules, that type of thing. Routine is so important to folks with HD, and sticking as closely as possible to what they're used to and familiar with will help them tolerate this changed situation. We also recommend that this routine and schedule be a digital copy and that you can update it easily and share it with all those involved in care. The next recommendation is to have a list of the medications and the medication schedule easily accessible and up to date. It's also helpful to have enough medication to last a week beyond when you expect to be arriving back home. You never know when you're going to get stuck at the airport. Additionally, have a list of all the treating doctors and their contact information available as well. It's highly unlikely that the secondary caregiver will need this information, but it's good for them to have on hand and have easy access to. Finally, consider having an emergency contact list that contains names outside of yours. Should they have an emergency and can't reach you, it'd be nice to have another person that can step in and help. Also, think about leaving health insurance information and the full address of your home. The reason I say this is if someone does have to call 911 and they don't actually typically live in your house, it's hard to remember the full house address in a moment of panic. We hope these tips have been helpful. As always, I'm available by phone and by email to provide personalized support for individuals and families impacted by Huntington's disease. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me or other members of the HD Reach team. Thank you.